10:30, it's still pouring rain. There's the setup, guys, and there's the important stuff there, fly fishing gear. But that's our spot for a few days, and look at the view. You can hear the river running. It's awesome. We didn't know what to do with this. Well, we do kind of know what to do with this. This is the fly, and there's one of these tie downs at each corner. But you know what? It goes out too far, and I don't want to be flipping over it after sucking on a few beers. As soon as you put a tent up, it rains. So I'll take it to the river here. It's literally about 30 feet away. And there it is. This river is epic fly fishing water. You can see it's still a bit high from the runoff, but it's crystal clear. You can see right to the bottom. And it's surprising how deep these holes get. You don't actually realize how deep it is because you can see to the bottom. But in fact, you know, it'll be 15 feet deep. Again, it's still really cold. It's always cold. It's running off the mountains. And but you know what, it's so clean you can drink it. Look how blown the river is. There was a little gravel bar here yesterday, not anymore. So we got some thunder and lightning, and we got a couple of beauty steaks and some potatoes. Hey guys, here's the setup. I'm going super wide angle with the GoPro. It's about 8 o'clock at night. It's been raining for about 2 hours now. It doesn't get dark here till about 11. But this is the setup, so there's lots of room. You know what, if it rained all night, it wouldn't be no big deal. You wouldn't be crammed in there. You know, we've got a couple of tables or chairs set up here, and definitely could add a table. And we could play cards, drink beers, or whatever we're gonna do. But it really works out well, and there's, again, tons of room. We got over 7-foot ceiling. And yeah, so pretty awesome. Nothing's leaking at this point. Everything is good to go. So this is a pretty cool old cooler. It's an igloo, and you can see it's galvanized, and it is 5 gallons, I believe. And there's the spout, and basically we fill it with ice and beer. I'll just go over the equipment really quickly, what I use for some of you that might be interested in it, in fly fishing stuff. So this reel I've had for decades. Literally, this was sent to me by Vossler, Mr. Vossler himself, and he's still making reels today. And this is a DC2, and it's bloody awesome. Again, I haven't bought another reel. I actually had a couple other reels that I lost in the flood. But anyway, that's another story. So here we go. Basically, I'm not using a vest anymore. I haven't used a vest in years. I lost that. That's where my reels went. They were in the back of that vest, and I lost it in a flood. So this is what I've been using. It's just a little McGregor pack. I'm not pumping these guys or anything. This is just what it is, a little backpack mini. I don't know how many liters it is, maybe 15. It's very small, but I can get all kinds of stuff in there. I got first aid in there. I got fire starting equipment. I have some snacks and whatever else. I've got my net here, and of course it's just got the magnet, quick detach, and that works obviously like regular fly fishing stuff. I got a half decent net. Nothing's real special except maybe the reel, but there's my stuff here. There's just a makeshift, you know what that's for, straighten out your line. And basically this is all I'm carrying. I sometimes carry some extra stuff in here, and these are the side pouches that wrap around your hips. I got snacks on this side, and this is it. So I've got some streamers. I rarely use streamers. sometimes nymph, but mostly dries. And I've just got this guy on a Velcro patch. I've sewn on to the waist strap of the pack, and that's where that sits. So it's right on my right side, and I can grab a fly out easily. And this is also tied to a lanyard, so if I dump it or drop it, it's not going anywhere. It's tied to this guy here, as you can see. So that's kind of cool. And again, I got leaders on this side and other stuff, and that's really it. I'll carry a water bottle here. So hey guys, here's the spot I'm going to try out. I'm going to drop this dry fly right in there. But the fire's still going, and we're just kind of getting dry in here, and we're going to crack open a beer or two or three. So it's about 5 hours or so of rain. Like, it's raining good too. We've got a bit of water coming in here, but that's my fault. I didn't pull these corners really tight. Here's what I'm talking about, guys. Because we didn't pin this down to the ground, you can see I kind of threw this up quick. And to tell you the truth, you know, I didn't think it was going to rain for 16 hours straight. So what's happening is it's just the water sitting on the seam and going in. So that's not a tent problem, that's a me problem. On the tent, and it's a bit of water coming in here. But again, that's, I don't think you can blame the tent on it. We set this thing up quick because we knew it was coming, and we didn't stretch out the floor properly. So we got a bit of water coming in, but nothing's going on around the 4Runner. It's all good. Nothing coming in, so far so good. Hey guys, I'm just going to go over the water here. Storm's brewing. It's coming out of the mountains that way. Not bad over there. Anyway, I'll show you what I got on here. These things used to be chest waders. I cut them down. The reason I did that, chest waders are fine if you're going to go up to your chest in slow moving water. But if you're in 3 feet of water here, you're done. Like, you're not standing in 3 feet of water here. This stuff is really moving, and it's also hypothermic. If you go in and head downstream, you're done, whether you can swim or not. So it's something to keep in mind for sure. Again, this is freezing cold water here, and it's really moving. It's still got the spring runoff going, but this is always cold. And like I say, you're not going in with chest waders, because you won't even be vertical by the time you hit 3 or 4 feet. Just not going to happen. There's no way I can cross here. It's just not a chance in hell. That water there, it's crystal clear. It's probably 4 or 5 feet deep, and you're just done for. And you're going down here, and that's the end of you. So this wasn't supposed to be a test this tent out in the rain video, but that's what it's turned out to be. It's rained for 15-16 hours straight, and like downpour. So it's been a good test for it for sure. As you see, we have some water here, but a couple things that have been awesome about this. Obviously, you can just bring a 10-foot by 10-foot a 4-man tent or something along and put it beside your SUV, in this case the 4Runner. But what's awesome about this guy is it's got this whole opening here for the hatch. And what was really good last night was, it's cold here, we're in the Rocky Mountains, so when it gets raining like this, you can have a 20-degree temperature swing. You can go from 30 C down to 10 in no time or whatever. So it was cold last night, so we didn't want to leave that hatch open. So basically what we did, we closed the hatch up, no problem. But just to get some air into the truck and try to control the condensation, we just cracked that window. We just had it down about 2 inches. And of course it's pouring out, and normally that would be, you know, pouring into the car, but being inside the tent, that hatch, you know, everything was stayed high and dry. So the tent's worked out great. It's an awesome thing for sure. It really is. We were in here last night just drinking beers and wine and whatever, and it was fine. It was no problems whatsoever. And it would have been a, you know, kind of nasty if we didn't have it, obviously. Again, we didn't plan this to be a rain, you know, test this tent out in pouring rain for 15, 16 hours, but that's what happened. The tent does, or had leaked here, you can see, and that's because of the seam. When I put this thing up, it was about to rain, and I just kind of flew through it. And I didn't pin those along that edge to the ground. So that's where it leaked, along that spot there, and it leaked along here. So we've got some water in here. Again, it wasn't critical. We're not sleeping on the ground in here. This is just kind of a living room area, changing area, or in this case, we just hung out here. It was like a little mini cabin. Another cool deal with this tent is it can be a standalone tent, meaning you don't have to have it obviously attached to the back of your 4Runner or whatever SUV you're in. So this tube that goes around the hatch, you know what, you can just unhook it from your car or your truck, and this guy just zips up, and it'll totally zip up, and that wall's closed off. What's awesome about that is if you got to take off, you got to get out of Dodge, you can just close the hatch and unhook that thing and drive away. So it's really quick. There's no setup or takedown like, let's say, if you had a rooftop tent on it. Again, I'm not dumping on rooftop tents, they're cool. But so that's a great bonus, a standalone tent if you need it to be, and you can just, like I say, just take off. Oh, it's gonna be a beauty day. Stopped raining, which is nice. So here we go, guys. So here's what's happening here. We're just gonna undo the this tube. And like I said, we've closed the hatch, of course, and that's it. So basically, I'm gonna do the other side, and we're ready to go if we need to. Pretty cool. It's totally blown out, guys. Chocolate milk. It's raining for, I guess it was raining for about 15 hours. But it looks like it's clearing. It's pretty awesome after all that rain. Everything's just shining and clean and glistening. Beauty. So this is a beaver slide. You can see this goes right down into there. That's a pretty good dam they built here. Oh, look at the duck coming in. Merganser. That's a good 5 feet. Right there. I don't know if you can see this spider here. Hopefully it'll focus. He's caught lunch. And here's a lodge right here. Another good spot. I'd build a lodge here too. Well, folks, all in all, it was a good trip. The SUV tent, along with the YOHO 4Runner bed platform, worked out perfectly. Really happy with it for sure. It's too bad it rained for 15 hours straight. I didn't get a ton of fishing in. I got a couple hours in before it started pouring, but that'll be hopefully for another video. Anyway, thanks for watching. JMW out.